Joel is an award-winning speaker and author. He published his first book in 2018 and the second in 2019. His first book is Mindful Money Management, and the second is 9 Money Rules Millionaires Use, but only the unconventional ones. Joel was a successful portfolio manager. He managed over $700 million in this portfolio. He even made money in 2008 when the markets were down. Then he went on to managing his own hedge fund. Now, Joel is a prosperity coach. What is that? Well, he works closely with his clients to help identify and overcome the roadblocks standing in their way of personal financial freedom. Joel was designated a Fellow of the Society of Actuaries in 1992 and has been a chartered financial analyst since 1995. He is also an advanced communicator, gold Toastmaster, and a certified infinite possibilities trainer and trailblazer. Welcome, Joel.
Molly Singh is a mentor, author, a college professor, an infinite possibilities trainer, and a couples love coach. She started her career in computer technology, went into project management, and earned her MBA in global business. She focused her career on project management and business operations. She has worked and consulted for companies such as Amazon, AT&T, Dell, Disney, Microsoft, and Starbucks. However, in her personal life, her passion is love and connections. After 3 tremendous heartbreaks, she fed her passion for love and connections with research and knowledge. She has studied not just how to find the right love by her using the law of attraction, but how to build connections with everyone she meets. She has researched and studied how to keep love using science behind relationships in the 7 principles of making a marriage work. Today, she synthesizes her business acumen with her passion and blends these together in her books, her lectures, and her coaching. She continues to passionately connect people in love.
Hi, I'm Molly Singh.
And I'm Joel Solomon.
Welcome to our third conversation. So today we're going to actually talk about what money means to you. Joel, what does money mean to you?
That's a great question, Molly. So for me, money is energy. And everything is energy, right? So money is energy. It's just we attach a lot of things to this piece of paper, to this material thing that's just energy, just like anything else, because of some childhood memories, some subconscious beliefs that we've talked about in the earlier conversations.
Right. Wow. So that's really big. An exchange. So it's an exchange of energy, whatever it is.
Between 2 people.
So then, what does savings mean to you?
Savings is, for me, it means freedom.
Freedom.
Yes.
Oh, tell me more.
So, when I have enough money saved, I can do what I want, with whom I want, where I want, for as much time as I want. That really is financial freedom, and that's what savings and investing is. You're doing what you love with whom you love for as much time as you love.
That kind of sounds like the ideal retirement. Speaking of which, what does retirement look
right,
like to you?
So that is a good lead-in. For me, it truly is doing what I love. So being a prosperity coach is, I know it's going to sound like a cliche, but it's true. It is my life purpose, and so I'm glad I found it. But it's doing that, and I don't really, to me, retirement is getting up and doing what you love and spending as much time as you want doing it with whom you want, wherever you want. So my ideal day in retirement would be very similar to what I've been doing the last few years, which is getting up and meditating and then exercising and doing my affirmations and visualizing and journaling and coaching people and doing it in Manhattan, or doing it in my home, or shooting videos on St. John, or coaching people in Paris or Vancouver or wherever they are. That is really my true. So I don't really feel like, to me, not like, for me, retirement is not doing nothing. It's doing something.
It's doing something. I see.
It's doing what. And some people will say, well, they've worked their whole life in corporations, and when I retire, that's when I'm going to do my love. Well, great, do your love, but I teach people to do it as soon as possible. Don't wait till you're retired and when you're 75 or 85 to do it.
Right. So I think maybe it was about close to 10 years ago now, I needed to find purpose in my job. I had a great corporate job, and I just did not find purpose in it. And it was I really built my career as a project manager and a program manager, and it was, I was working for some great companies, but I wasn't finding purpose in it. So it sounds to me like what you're saying is find purpose in what you do.
Absolutely, find purpose. Do what you love.
Do what you love.
And find purpose now. As look, it's a cliche, but if you can really be doing what you love, it's not really work. It's fun. And so if you asked me 25 years ago when I was working as an actuary at an insurance company, what's your dream? I would have said hedge fund manager. I would have said managing other people's money. And it took me a while. It took me 15 years, but I got there and I was living my dream. And then I had another dream while I was doing that, to become a prosperity coach. So to teach people about how to become financially free, financial literacy, and teach. This is what, this is it, right? This is pleasure for me.
This is it. Yeah,
right?
I agree. And for me as well, because I found purpose.
Right.
I found purpose.
Right.
But there is a balance to be had in the work that you do for purpose and the work that's actually going to help you get to retirement. So how do you approach that when you're approaching your clients?
No, it's a good question, because there can be times when what you love to do may not be generating substantial amount of income for you.
Sure.
So, moonlighting, quote unquote, is not a bad thing. You're developing a business, or you're doing your love on the side while you're still working during the day and building that up. I think that's a really good way to do it, as opposed to maybe just quitting and jumping full hog into something when, if you don't have the savings to support yourself for 20 or 30 years.
Right. So I call that, when I'm coaching couples, I call that knowing your why. Why are you in your love job, and why are you in your moonlighting job?
Right.
It's your why job. I'm doing this so I can support. But having that conversation, again, coming to the table with your partner and having that conversation of saying, what does money mean to you? What does this job mean to you? Knowing that the moonlighting job or the love job, by love job I mean the job you do for the love of it, knowing those two things and knowing why you're doing it is probably the most important thing to understanding why you're working hard or why you're working late, or longer hours.
The other thing I think it's important for a couple to talk about is what we've just talked about, is your ideal day in retirement. Because I explained
what is your ideal day in retirement?
Because I explained that a little bit, but what is your partner's ideal day in retirement? Now, your partner's ideal day may not be still, like I talked about, my ideal day is still helping others, still coaching people while I do it a few hours a day and doing my exercise and doing that whole morning routine. Your partner's ideal retirement might be traveling around the globe. That's their ideal day, and while I talked about doing that coaching from St. John or wherever it is, you may have a conflict there. What's your partner's ideal day? What's your ideal day in retirement? Maybe your partner's ideal day is just, staying in one place for 290 days out of the year or 310 days out of the year. Maybe your ideal is traveling 290 to 310 days out of the year. So knowing what your partner's ideal day is retirement is also critical. What do they want as they retire?
Right. And I talk about this with my couples that I coach. I often talk about that, to identify and write out an agenda of what your day looks like. When do you get up? When do you want to get up? What do you spend your day doing? Where do you find your purpose? And for me, I'll be honest, like for the longest time, and I still think about this as we're talking about retirement, all I can see in the background is working at a flower shop. Even if I'm a delivery person, that's all. I just want to be around flowers. But I don't know that that's true. I don't know that that will be true. I travel far more than I ever thought I would at this point in my life, but I love every moment of it. And there's a fine line between writing out what your ideal day looks like and still being open to infinite possibilities of it being different.
Your financial freedom number is the amount of investments you have in passive income that cover your expenses so you don't have to work. And so the goal is to generate enough income from those passive income investments. They could be stocks or bonds or real estate. Now, it's not your home, it's rental real estate that's generating income for you. And it's not your job unless you're not actively working at that job. So I have different types of passive income that I'm generating that I'm not working on it. For me, if I cut the limit at like 3 to 4 hours a week. If I'm working no more than 3 to 4 hours a week on it, that's passive.
I see.
And so, what's generating passive income for you? Add all that up. Once it covers your expenses, you're financially free. And so then you can, quote unquote, retire and have your money work for you, so that you're not working for your money. And that is the ultimate goal.
That's what retirement looks like for you.
Yes.
Nice. That's a great wrap up, Joel.
Cool. So, remember, money is just an exchange of energy. We put way too much emphasis on the material aspects of it, but it's just an exchange of energy.
And remember that words mean different things to different people. So you should really get to know what words mean to each other. What does money mean to you? Both of you should have this conversation. What does retirement mean to you? What does it look like to you? What does savings look like?
And so calculate your financial freedom number. What you need to do for that, obviously, is add up all your expenses. And maybe you have to add up your expenses for when you are in, quote unquote, not working anymore. They may change. They may be less. They may be more. Calculate those expenses, and then you have to. That will create your financial freedom number. For example, if your expenses are just $5,000 a month, that's $60,000 a year. Your financial freedom number is $1 million, because $1 million generating 6% after tax would generate a $60,000 expense, and you're covered. So your financial freedom number is 1 million. So know your financial freedom number.
Great. And know what that number is as a couple, so that you've come together as a couple to make the decision together. And we will cover this and many more topics. Joel, thanks for sharing your information.
And thanks for you too, Mom. Appreciate it.